do it, right? I mean, they.
I can't testify to stuff that
Okay,
hasn't been turned
okay.
in. I reviewed the case with Ms. Rich on Friday.
Okay, that's all, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. You may have a seat. Mr. Shepherd?
Just one question. Ms. Matthews, why is it you're asking the court that she not be allowed to call your office?
Because when she calls my office, one, none of my staff wants to speak with Ms. Williams. She's so nasty to all of them. And she repeatedly speaks in circles, kind of like what y'all just experienced there, where she tries to manipulate the conversation.
Supervisor has filed paperwork with the court alleging that you're out of compliance with your probation. Do you understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
And that you are here today and you have the right to have an attorney represent you and you're here representing yourself. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You ready to go forward?
Yes, sir.
All right, so same thing. She's going to read. You have a recommendation?
I do not judge.
Okay, so she'll read one thing out, which is the allegations, and then we'll figure out what to do with it next.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Judge, on 22 SR 1538, the defendant is alleged to have violated the terms and conditions of probation and the following. The defendant failed to report to probation as directed, having missed 2 of 7 scheduled appointments. The defendant failed to pay the court fees as ordered or request a waiver, being in arrears $150. The defendant failed to complete the fine conversion community service hours as directed. Judge, I do request if you allow Ms. Williams to remain on probation that you order her to not to be able to call our office by phone. She must communicate by email.
Okay. So how much time do I have left?
She has 197 days.
Okay. Ms. Williams, do you admit the allegations?
Yes, sir, I understand them.
No, do you admit them, or deny them? You can admit or deny.
I'm denying them.
Okay, that's fine. So grab that seat right there, please.
Okay.
So this is officially a contested hearing, and then I'm going to make a final decision as to what I believe is appropriate from the court.
Ms. Rich has definitely worked really hard trying not to do a warrant on Ms. Williams. Against my objection, Ms. Rich set a walk-in hearing for Ms. Williams trying to work with her.
So on the reporting, you said that she's missed 2 appointments?
Yes, sir.
Out of how many scheduled?
7.
Do you know the dates that she missed?
February 13th of 2025, that one was a phone report, and March 27th of 2025, that was an in-person.
That's all the question I have for Ms. Matthews.
All right. Ms. Williams, you may ask Director Matthews any questions that you believe are helpful. You're welcome to use the podium. Just make sure to use the microphone.
Yes, sir.
And be nice and good and slow so that Ms. Kathy can record our conversation and have
Okay.
it be clear.
Okay. When I started with the probation, is this pertaining to Ms. Rich? Because I never spoke with Ms. Matthews. I've only conversated with Ms. Rich. When it came to me paying my fines, I had a conversation with you, like on some of my report dates. Well, I'm gonna back up. You had me come in.
Wait, are you talking to Ms. Rich?
Yeah, because I never spoke with her.
Okay, well then, Ms. Rich is not here as a
So
witness.
just-
Director Matthews is the witness on the stand. So
Okay, I'm sorry.
Ms. Rich is just a spectator like these folks out in the gallery.
Okay, gotcha. So Ms. Matthews, at the time when I spoke with Ms. Rich about helping me with the fine, what can I do? I did complete 20 hours of community service that she had me complete. I did do that. And then so we came up with a suggestion, like I was telling her, explaining to her that
If
I was
Ms.
having.
Williams wants to testify, she can certainly do that in a few minutes. I think she needs to ask questions, Ms. Matthews, right now.
Okay, so Ms. Williams, take a deep breath.
Okay,
And remember that what you're doing right now is asking
okay.
questions, not
Only,
making
okay.
statements.
Did I not ask Ms. Rich for help with paying my fine? And that's when you guys suggested that I take the second opportunity.
It's a standard procedure for the office if anyone's experienced financial hardship that they can always accept community service in lieu of their court fine.
Okay, so once I completed, I was told that it would be half of the balance that was remaining, right? For the fine, if I completed it,
Completed what?
the courses.
The second opportunity
Yes, ma'am.
courses, those are worth 70 hours or $700 off the court fine.
Right, so once I completed it, I didn't get that credit. I only got 300.
I I disagree with that. At this point, there's been no credits subtracted from the court fine because you and Ms. Rich recently had a conversation where she advised you the suspension of the court fine will not be completed until all community service conversion hours are completed. We don't do multiple conversions because the clerk's office can't handle multiple orders to suspend money.
Okay, so when you say that, you're saying that the second opportunity, right, that I completed wasn't the whole course that I was supposed to complete for the community service?
Second opportunity is one opportunity for community service that we have in the office. You have 139 hours of converted hours to complete. The second opportunity maxes out at 70 hours.
Okay, so I didn't complete it, that's what you're saying?
You've completed the second opportunity for 70 hours of community service.
Okay, so I wasn't told that it would be community service that I would have to do, meaning like the Salvation Army to complete. It was just stated to me that,
If you accepted 139 hours and we've told you the second opportunity is worth 70, I would think that you would understand that there would be a remaining hours that you would have to complete in another manner.
okay, so that's another reason why I was calling in to get, more information on what you're breaking it down to me as, and me saying that I have questions. You all are telling me now that not to call, just
That
to
is
email.
correct.
Right.
That's
Okay,
correct.
so then, I did complete the last 10 hours that she had said that I need to complete. I have the paperwork. So you're saying that I did not complete it, which I did. I only owe 30 minutes, so I can't do 30 minutes. I have to do 4 hours.
I don't know what you're
So you don't-
referencing right this moment.
The 10 hours that she was saying that I needed to complete by court, I completed it. You guys are saying that I didn't complete it.
Did you turn it in?
This would be the day to do it, right? I mean,
I can't testify to stuff that
Okay,
hasn't been turned
okay.
in. I reviewed the case with Ms. Rich on Friday.
Okay, that's all, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. You may have a seat. Mr. Shepherd?
Just one question. Ms. Matthews, why is it you're asking the court that she not be allowed to call your office?
Because when she calls my office, one, none of my staff wants to speak with Ms. Williams. She's so nasty to all of them. And she repeatedly speaks in circles, kind of like what y'all just experienced there, where she tries to manipulate the conversation. And Ms. Rich has struggled so much with the communication. She wants to communicate with her only by email, so that way there's a clear record of what was discussed to protect Ms. Rich.
I understand. Thank you.
All right, would you like to ask any questions about that statement that was just made?
Yes.
All right.
If I'm calling into the office just because I have a sense of humor and I understand that I'm on probation, I have to make the best out of it. So I'd rather for me to laugh and that person that's on the phone to laugh. I've never called being nasty. I might have a realistic conversation with Ms. Rich at once upon a time with me trying to get some understanding about it, because like I stated before, like it's been a while since I've been on probation. But how could you all say that I'm having an attitude with you all? How and what way?
Because often when they try to explain things to you or answer the questions, you talk over them and argue with them, so they're not able to have a conversation with you.
That's not true. I just feel like you guys don't have the patience to answer the questions or to try to understand the way that I ask the questions, to try to give me the answer that I can understand. That's it.
Well, I apologize you feel that way, but Ms. Rich has been on the phone with you many times, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, lengthy conversations, trying to extensively explain everything and answer all of your questions. I've heard her follow up with you, do you have any additional questions? And you've concluded with no, you don't. So I assume at the end of all those phone conversations, she's resolved any questions that you had at that time.
So you guys don't have the time to, put up with me asking questions about me being concerned about me on probation, about the stuff that I don't understand? That gets on your nerves. I'm sorry, I apologize for that myself. I didn't know it was that serious.
Okay, well, let's do it. Hold on, that was a question. Go ahead, answer it as best you can.
What was
Again,
it?
I feel like Ms. Rich has taken the time each time that you've called and attempted to resolve all your questions. And again, at the end of the conversations, she's confirmed with you that you don't have any additional conversations. Recently, she's advised you to communicate by email, which is
Right.
still not cutting off your communication. It's not cutting off you a method or a form to communicate or ask your questions. It's just a method to protect her and what she's actually said.
Protect her from what? What am I doing so bad to make y'all feel like I'm a threat when I talk or I'm asking questions? That's what I don't get.
Because you've told her a couple of times that she said something to you that was incorrect. You told her,
But I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Director.
you've told her things that was not true, and so.
Which is?
Like in reference to the community service, you stated that she didn't let you know that it was 139 hours, that the 70 hours would complete the whole conversion, that you were unaware that there was going to be additional hours that you were going to have to physically complete. So again,
That's correct.
Hold on, don't cut her off.
I'm sorry.
But there's an email that she sent to you back in April where she at first advised you of the incorrect amount of hours. She said a clarifying email, I believe it's sent on April 21st, clarifying the amount of hours. So you were not told up front the amount of hours that you would have to complete. Again, that was done by email. And I'm glad she did that because there's clear communication that she could present to the court that you were clearly advised of the hours you needed to complete.
Okay, Ms. Matthews, on the transcripts for the second opportunity, right? Those are, we're talking about hours, right? So the way that I was counting it wasn't correct. That's why I was calling, asking questions. I'm seeing like, it could be a course that might have took me like a whole day. So I'm thinking that one day, 24 hours, and maybe like 30 minutes. I'm thinking that one day of me taking that course, that's 24 hours, but that's not 24 hours that you're pertaining to, right? So I didn't know how to calculate it.
You did not receive the documentation in the office of how each course was documented, how many hours were assessed for completing each section?
You're talking about the little script paper? Yeah, and I said I had a conversation with her because I didn't know how that was being counted.
So we provided you the documentation that said if you complete this course, it's worth 24 hours. If you do CRI, it's worth 7. If you do soft skills, it's worth 14. So we provided you documentation, a written document that provides you how those hours are assessed.
Right, and she broke it down to me as in a way that I still didn't understand. That's why I would call.
Is there a question?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any additional questions that you would like to ask the witness?
You pertaining to Ms. Matthews?
No, I'm asking you if you have any additional questions.
Oh, no, sir, but I do have the paperwork for the community service that I was supposed to have completed.
Okay.
And it was only the job that I was having problems with here in Georgia by me leaving, going to different states with my background being ran, and it takes longer than usual. So I think I've came close to having a job soon here, probably by next week. They're just waiting on my drug test to come back.
Okay, let's pause right there, because again, we're still in the questioning
Okay, no,
witness stage.
Yes, sir.
Now, you can give
Sorry,
whatever
Your Honor.
paperwork you want to the bailiff, that's fine.
Okay.
But either ask your next question,
No, sir, I have no question, Your
have
Honor.
a seat, and like I said,
Okay.
you can hand the bailiff that paperwork. All right, Mr. Shepherd, call your next witness.
That's all the witnesses.
10 hours that I was supposed to have completed by the 10:30. I took a job instead.
All right, Ms. Williams, the state has rested, which means they've provided me with all they're going to provide me
Right.
in this case, which means you have an opportunity at this moment, but not an obligation to present evidence in your defense. What that means for you is that you may choose to testify if you wish
Oh,
to, and if
Marcus,
you
I
will,
can't hear you.
I'll have you
There's
sit
something
there,
wrong.
I'll have you pull the microphone up to you. Richie will help you with that, and I'll let you testify. If you choose to do that, Mr. Shepherd will be cross-examining you, and you will be required to answer those questions. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So,
Your Honor,
yes.
Can we just, I've done everything that I could possibly do on probation. I mean, like,
Okay, well, only one of us is going to run this hearing.
Yes, sir.
And you trying to redirect this hearing
No,
is
sir.
not sitting well with me at all.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Sit down.
Okay.
Okay. I need you wanted this hearing.
Yes, sir.
And I am going to run this hearing the way the rules require me to run this hearing.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay? You have not been consistent in following my instructions. I have told you repeatedly, I had to tell you at least 3 or 4 times to ask Director Matthews questions. You talked to Ms. Rich, and then you made a big, long statement to me. And I need you to understand that there are these rules in place of how things happen in a courtroom for a reason. They are here to protect you. And I'm going to do these rules whether you like them or not. And I need you to hear me understand that I am wearing thin with you going off in other directions other than where I'm telling you to go. Do you understand that this is me very much trying not to lose my temper with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, Your Honor.
So, you may make a statement from that seat. If you choose to do that, Mr. Shepherd will cross-examine you, and as long as those questions are allowed by the rules of evidence, you will be required to answer them. If you choose to remain silent, I will not hold that silence against you because you do have a right to remain silent. Do you understand that you have a right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about this moment and your decision of whether you wish to testify or remain silent that I can answer for you?
You answer for me, Your Honor.
Do you wish to testify or remain silent?
Remain silent.
Okay. Do you have any other witnesses you wish to call?
No, sir, Your Honor.
All right, that means that she's rested, which means there's no rebuttal, which means we're going to do closing, which means, Ms. Williams, Ms. Shepherd, you want to go first, last spoke?
I'll just go last.
Okay. Ms. Williams, if you want to kind of sum up this case for me and explain to me why I should not revoke your probation, this is your chance. And I will listen intently, as I've been doing, as to why you believe I should not revoke your probation. If you wish to not give a closing argument, you can do that. But this is your chance now to talk to me and to tell me why you think I should not revoke your probation.
Well, I've been trying, Your Honor. I've
Okay.
really been trying. I may have started out on the wrong foot with everyone. I apologize for that, Your Honor. But it's kind of hard returning back to a place where you left to do better and having to deal with something that's from the past and the rules are now changed. Everything is different from the times that I was here in court. Your Honor, if you could have some type of sympathy for me to let me continue the rest of my probation out until tables turn for me, as in work. I will comply by not reaching out to the probation. Just contact them only by email if that's what they're wanting. I try not to have too many questions. If I have to do community service until I do get a job, I mean, I will. I just want to be able to make it 6 months here to finish it, complete it, and to get back on with my life. That's it, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Williams. All right, Mr. Shepherd?
Judge, the first case was closed unsuccessfully. She had to pay off her fines. They worked with her when she was talking about moving to another state, and they actually waived one of her fines. They've worked with her to convert her fines to community service. She hasn't done that. She's in arrears again. She's missed 2 out of 7 appointments. You see how she communicates with the probation officer. You see how she treats people. They shouldn't have to be dealing with that with Ms. Williams. And they have tried. You know how probation is. They bend over backwards.
Case.
It's not a mistake.
Ms. Williams, anything else? All right. The evidence as I've heard it is as follows. She's on probation on the second of 2 consecutive cases, 22 SR 1538. This case, according to the testimony, has somewhere just under 200 days left. There was no recommendation, there was no consent order offered, and there was no recommendation from the state during the course of this case. Ms. Williams denied all allegations, which meant it became my responsibility to decide what to do on this case. The allegations were that she missed 2 out of 7 of her scheduled appointments, that she failed to pay her fines and fees as ordered, and that she failed to complete her converted community service work hours. I will say, of course, that on the second one, B, that the fees may always be waived upon proof of indigency and request. So, with that said, those are 3 allegations, and my rule in this court is if you have 3 allegations, you go to jail. I am very surprised, Ms. Williams, that you're not in jail, although I understand the Sentence Enforcement's team hope to work with you. I think you need to be in custody, so go ahead and put the cuffs on her, and then I'm gonna finish. And you can bring her up to the podium. All right. I also, during the course of this hearing, have been reviewing my docket, and I see that since 2000, you've had 26 cases since 2000 with the Spalding County State Court, plus 1 or 2 felonies. I looked through those cases during the hearing, and they either all were closed with confinement or an unsuccessful probation. This last case, it was testified, the one before this one, which was 22 SR 1537, was also closed unsuccessfully, and this one's going to close unsuccessfully. During the course of this hearing, as I've already addressed with you, you did not follow my directions. You continually talked to people who are not on the witness stand, like addressing Ms. Rich directly when I asked you if you wanted to ask this witness questions. You continually went off topic and started making statements to me after I continually said, ask questions. I don't know what you were trying to do there right before you presented your case, where you wanted me to, I don't know what you wanted me to do. But either way, what that showed to me is when you're on your best behavior here and you're trying your best to follow my instructions, you were incapable of doing that, or you were just disregarding it. I'm going to go with incapable because I don't think there's malice in your heart. I just think you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. As that said, I believe, unfortunately for sentence enforcement, this falls under no good deed goes unpunished. Instead of cutting you off several months ago and trying to avoid this, and frankly, having this moment several months ago, the sentence enforcement team worked very hard to try to save you, and it didn't work. And even coming here today, you did not acknowledge any responsibility for missing your appointments. You did not acknowledge any responsibility for getting behind on your fees or requesting it. You did not acknowledge any responsibility for it. I find that you are not a candidate for probation, to have no additional consecutive cases or anything else.
No, sir.
I'm revoking 197 days. Your probation is revoked. You may go with the deputies. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months if you want to use your habeas rights.
6 months in the county jail?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You may go.